I guess first off, like the most important thing is that our players are good. Like,
This was going to be, a great. Oh well, the Stixxay reunion tour was great. It was going to be a great thing, and I'm glad you had your moment in your son. And this was going to be us talking about, what could have been. Almost there. This also was supposed to be, it could have been at the beginning of the year. Wow, they fell back to Stixxay. They couldn't find anyone else. They went back to the bargain bin. So this is your opportunity to talk face to face with a hater is a strong word, but I'll just call myself a hater here at the beginning of the year. What would you say to all the haters?
The thing is, when people tell me that they didn't think like I was supposed to be an LCS and stuff like that, it's like I can see their perspective. I don't just like instantly hate them. I'm just like, oh, you're so stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. It's like I understand why. It's like if you look at my results, it's just gross. Like all my results are really bad in the past few years, and as well as like I think my branding, my presence isn't super strong as it used to be at least. So it's like people get bored of watching you play in LCS, and I think I kind of learned that perspective when I was coaching, as I'm just watching from a third perspective, right? And it's like, Dignitas or Immortals is playing. And it's like, dude, I don't want to watch these teams. Like, and I was on one of those teams too, right? Like maybe 2 years ago, Golden Guardians was almost kind of like that. It's like people don't really care too much about them. So I get it completely. I still think they're wrong, but I understand,
All right, and now to your newly reconverted fans, because I was a fan of you, and still I'm a fan of you as a person, but as a player, I was like, not a fan. Yeah. What would you say to those returning fans?
Yeah, it's always surprising to me because there's a lot of people that support me that when you're losing, you just don't hear it. It kind of just goes unspoken. It's like, my mom or my girlfriend, stuff like that, they just kind of, let's just not talk about it. But when I'm winning, it's like, so many people that used to support me back in the day, they're tweeting at me, DMing me, people that I've lost contact with. It's like, they're just really happy to see me succeed. And that means a lot because when you're losing, it can be really easy to feel like you're just forgotten and people don't really, care about your situation. And you're like really struggling too, right? So, I guess just thanks to everyone who keeps supporting me.
The series that they had, last week, I'm not sure if you knew, but that sit down that the LCS did with you to kind of highlight the last several years, I think that was one of the most thoughtful, beautiful, and educational ways to describe what it's like to be in a funk. I kind of wonder, how far removed are you from those types of feelings? Is it something like it's always there, it's my motivator, or it's in the past?
That's a good question. I will say I think they're pretty far removed at this point. I think at the beginning of the split when we started 0-4, I guess let me preface it with saying that at the end of last year, I had kind of felt a lot more confident. I had like a pretty decent playoff series or CLG. We ended up losing, unfortunately, but I guess I gained some confidence there. And then, at the beginning of this year, I'm like, all right, it's another chance to go. And then we started at 0-4, and so it was starting to sink in a little. But then we kind of just went on this like winning streak, and it was like, oh shit, okay, maybe we do have it. And then we had our ups and downs, but I would like to say that those are mainly removed. Maybe they'll come back if I lose a lot or something, but as of now, I think I feel pretty good about it.
I would be remiss if, and all the CLG fans would hate me if I didn't ask how much of that is attributed to this year's performance with connecting with Huhi again.
Yeah, I guess just to be honest, I was actually talking with some teams in the offseason. And ultimately when I heard that we had the opportunity to pick up Huhi, I told Golden Guardians that, I will stay 100% if you get Huhi. So I had really wanted to play with him. I think hopefully he wanted to play with me as well. I think he knew that, he understood my situation, that I was maybe mentally slumped. But he trusted that I could get back to a better level. And I think the way he criticized me and all these things throughout this split really helped me a lot to just get better and maintain a higher level. So, yeah.
Let's go into this series itself and just kind of the playoffs. Draft diversity. Your team's willingness to play outside the meta and play it well enough to beat the meta What has been driving that within you guys? Is this something that you practice? Is it something that you want to be known for? Is this something that you just utilize to win?
We kind of just came into this week, and the rest of playoffs in general, right? Because we only play on one patch, so
Yeah.
stuff we play, this weekend, like it's applicable to our next 2 best of 5s that we're gonna play.
Yep.
So yeah, we kind of just came in with, okay, we showed our draft priority and stuff for 100 Thieves. It's like, a lot of Zeri, they pick Jinx and whatever, at least from bot lane perspective. And
Yeah.
then this week we went to practice like, okay, let's have a couple unique picks that maybe people don't expect, but can be pretty good. So for me, that was picking Tristana with like these melee supports, and that seemed pretty good versus Zeri and some other champions. And then, yeah, I think everyone kind of did that. So Licorice did that too with Rumble. I don't think anyone expected him to play Rumble. He just kind of came into this week, hey guys, I think Rumble might be pretty good. We're like, sure, man, go for it. And I mean, he performed. So yeah, I think just coming in with a less predictable draft was really helpful for us. I honestly think our series versus EG just drafts diff like every game. It's just so hard for them to do anything in the game.
Yeah.
That's why the games are really stumpy.
Yeah. I think to kind of speak to that with Licorice being able to come in, feed his own feedback there, what makes this group of guys different and this staff different, right?
Yeah, I guess first off, like the most important thing is that our players are good. Like, yeah, I mean, once we got into a winning mentality, or like we earn more trust in each other by winning.
Yeah.
We all across the board started playing a lot more disciplined. We started playing a lot more, just better overall. We understood the game plan throughout, what everyone's win conditions are, that type of thing. So, yeah, that's like the main thing is our players are just good.
Yeah.
So obviously that helps a lot. Also, our jungle is really creative with his pathing. So when you have winning lanes and your jungle is really creative, you tend to get a lot of advantages, like you saw today.
Yep.
And I think second, our coaches are really free with us. They, if we have a bad scrim set or something, they don't make a big deal about it, make us sit there and talk about our feelings. They just kind of, okay, guys, just review your own self and we'll figure it out next time. And I mean, so far for us, it's been working. Our coaches give us a lot of room to have the power. But at the same time, they kind of keep their identity of what they think we're good at and stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of a mix of, we have good players and our coaches allow us to be good. They don't hold us back, with draft or anything like that. So
That's Spooks and Choo-Choos, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Make sure we give the credit out for the friends at
Yeah.
home that don't know.
The Aussies.
The Aussies.
Yeah.
This is the first time you're playing back on stage in front of a crowd in a long time. How do you feel when you think about getting to do that?
I mean, it's been my dream. Like, sometimes I think the last time I played on a big stage was 2019 summer with CLG, and we were in Detroit, and that was a lot of fun. I had like a best of 5 where we reversed sweeped and won, and that was like an amazing feeling. And often after you play those events, you're wondering, will I get to do that again? Will that ever happen in my life again? And luckily, for me it did, this split. So I'm really excited. I've never been to North Carolina, but I'm really excited. I think I'm a person who thrives really well under the pressure. And I mean, I like to say that I'm pretty clutch, and it just doesn't really affect me. No matter how many people are watching or anything, I can just focus and do my own thing, and almost makes me play better when there's a crowd. So
Yeah. FlyQuest. They're kind of slumping according to some people. You guys are surging. How do you feel? You guys stack up against them?
yeah, I think FlyQuest is really odd because we scrim them and we just like, it's just not even close. And then when we played on stage this split, we were 0-2 versus FlyQuest. So I don't really know exactly what happened in those games, but yeah, for some reason maybe they're a stage team or something, but I'll just say it based off the scrim results is like, it's not really close between us. Yeah, that's all.
And then lastly, I've been asking all the pros, and now this is the last one, so I got to cut the video now. Burger joint. What's your favorite burger joint in LA? Because we've had like such an influx of talent coming on in, a lot of Koreans that came on in, and so it's been funny to hear their choices compared to like vets like you and Turtle.
Burger. I think the only place I ever really go out to eat at is like It's either Shake Shack or In-N-Out, but like
You gotta pick one.
they're like different types of burgers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you're going like, hey, I want a burger, I'm going to get blank.
Okay, if I want like a burger, I'm going to In-N-Out.
All right.
But like Shake Shack's more like fast food, but it's pretty good. But
Yeah.
I'll choose In-N-Out.
All right, he's on Team In-N-Out. Stixay, again, I'm glad we didn't have any of those interviews that I thought we were going to have, and we
me
had
too.
this one, man.
Me too.
Congrats on the win. Congrats on making North Carolina.
Thank you.
One step away from getting your visa and having to go to London, man. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
congrats, dude.
I really want to go there. So
Yeah. For more, keep it locked here at Digon Esports. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
yeah, thank you.
All right.
Cool.
That was easy.
Yeah.
And you said so many